Hi friends, welcome to another section of SWORD. This time around is going to be rationalization of SWORD. So we have some hints here. Firstly, when do we rationalize? We rationalize whenever the denominator of an expression is in SWORD form. When you solve a mathematical problem, and your answer, the denominator is in SWORD form, you have to rationalize. You must not leave your answer in that form rather. Then, how about in this form? The denominator is 7, but the numerator has a sword, a root. So we can leave our answer in this form. We cannot rationalize here. But in this form, we can rationalize because our denominator is in sword form. If you look at this expression, both the numerator and denominator are in sword form. So far, the denominator is in sword form. Of course, we still have to rationalize. This expression has the denominator to be in sword form. We, of course, rationalize. This one, the denominator is not in sword form, it's ordinary 8, so we cannot rationalize. So, in summary, whenever the denominator of an expression is in sword form, you must not leave your answer like that. Let's assume you have been solving a maths problem and you get to this point and you stop. You can't. This is not the answer. There is something we have to do. That is rationalize. And number 2 here says, how do we rationalize? If you look at this expression here, we have 2 over 3 root 5. Okay, I'm going to create another fraction of this denominator as numerator and denominator of this. Okay, so that will be 3 root 5 over 3 root 5, the same thing. Okay, so how do we achieve that? I will now multiply. So 2 times these 2. So the 2 does not have a sword, so it will multiply this, that is 6. Then we did because they are together. So 2 times 3 root 5 gives me 6 root 5. Then over this one we multiply this one multiply this. We have 3 times 3 as 9. Then root 5 times root 5 as 5. That is root 25. And root 25 will give you 5. So don't just say 95. That will be 9 times 5. Alright. Then here we have 6 root 5 over 45. So now you can see that the denominator of this answer does not involve a sword, a root. So I will leave my answer like this, except if I can reduce it. So if I look at this and this, I can reduce them. 3 can go here and here. So 3 here, because it's outside, 3 here is 2, 3 here is 1, with that one, that's 15. 3 in 15 is 5. So my new answer is 2 root 15 over 15. Or you write it as 2 over 15 root. Sorry, I mean it's 5 root 5. So that's our final answer. Then I cannot rationalize this. I can rationalize this. The same thing. 4 root 2 is number 1, 2 over root 3. I need to create another fraction of this form here. That is root 3 over root 3. Alright? Then I multiply. If you multiply this, 4 will be out, but this one will multiply each other. That is root 6. That is 4 root 6. So root 3 times root 3 is root 9, and that is 3. So the answer is 4 over 3 root 6. Or you write it as this. Alright? Then, now if you look at the next one says 5 over 2 plus 3 root 5. Now, I told you that whenever you want to rationalize, you create a fraction. Yes, we now put this one here and this one also down, up and down. But you observe that all this one that we have been doing, they are single sword. But this one is not a single sword. Right? Whenever you are dealing with this type of expression that has something, another value, what do? You take the conjugate. Now, what is the meaning of conjugate? Conjugate here means that if I have an expression like 3 plus root 5, the conjugate of this expression is 3. This sign will just change to the opposite. That will be 3 minus root 5. If it is 3 root 7 minus root 2, the conjugate of this expression will give me, is the same thing, but the sign, root 7 plus, this one will change to plus root 2. So that is how to take the conjugate. Now, whenever you are rationalizing here, you must take the conjugate. Although you are still repeating the same thing, but the conjugate must be taken here. So I have 2, instead of writing plus, that will be minus 3 root 5. The same thing down to over 2 minus 3 root 5. So what do I do? I will now multiply. Now, to use this one to multiply these two means if it's like I say x open bracket a plus b. Don't forget that the s will multiply this, it will also multiply this. So that's what is happening here. Okay, so 5 will multiply 2, 5 will also multiply this. So 5 times 2 is 10. Then 5 times minus 3, that is minus 15 root 5, because this one has its own root. Then over this one too, see, let me give another expression. If I have x plus y, now this and this, this and this, so it means this one multiply this, it also multiply this one multiply this, it also multiply this. So that's what we are going to do here. That is 2 will multiply 2, this one also multiply this, then this one multiply this, they also multiply this. That's what we are doing here. So we have 2 times 2 as 4, then 2 times minus 3, that is minus, sorry, remember my forward, and that's minus 6 root 5. Then I have 3 times, that is 3 root 5 times 2, 3 times 2 is 6, that is plus 6 root 5. Then look at this one now, 3 times this minus 3, that will be minus 9. 3 times 3, then root 5 times root 5 is just like here. 3 times 3 is 9, then 5 root 5 times root 5 is 5. So we multiply it. The same thing here, but something will happen here because of the sign. So we have 3 times minus 3 as minus 9, okay, minus 9, then with 5 times 5 as 5. So if you observe, you have, if I say minus 6 plus 6 is 0. If I have minus root y plus root y is 0. So far, one is minus and plus. So that's what we are doing here. If I say minus 6 root 5 plus this, the same thing, it will turn to 0. So what I have left is 4 and this. So I have here 10 minus 15 root 5. Don't 10 minus, you cannot say 10 minus 15 here because this one does not have a root. You cannot do anything, you leave it. N over 4, this one will be minus 45. All right, so I will have 10 minus 15 root 5 all over 4 minus, that is minus 41. Then we know that it's not allowed that denominator should have a sign down, so it will come up. So we now have minus open bracket. It's not, don't just say minus 10. When you say minus 10 minus 15 root 5, it's very wrong. The minus is for the two of them, so you must open a bracket, okay, 10 over 41. So you can leave your answer like this, or you remove the bracket. So that is the answer to that.